Yeah, obviously incredible team win, and that's what sticks out first is that we all worked together, right? There was great performances on every side of the ball, right? Obviously individual, but also just group. And that we went into the game saying that we had to strain, we had to go as hard as we could for as long as we could for all 60 minutes, starting from the opening kickoff, where you saw us run down, cover like our hair was on fire, right? And then the punt block early in the game to really get momentum shifted to our sideline, but that was truly a product of us just going as hard as we possibly could on that play and them not. And that's what happens. That game of inches that is football. The inches go your way when you're going as hard as you possibly can for the entire play, for the entire whatever you're focused on in that moment. And so that's what you saw truly is the football team and obviously went down to the wire again. And that's what Division I football is all about. It's really, really hard to win a Division I football game, but when you give maximum effort, and that's what happened yesterday. That was our best effort of the season, not even close. Players and coaches included, and so when you have that maximum effort, the inches go your way, and that's what added up throughout the game. And you give yourself an opportunity to win the game in the fourth quarter, and both sides of the ball executed at the end there to pull the game out. So really, really just excited for these guys. I mean, it's been a long time coming. So excited for the players especially that have just kept on showing up and putting in the work. It's really easy as a young person from 18 to 22 to not be able to see that big picture, to not be able to see the top of the mountain, the light at the end of the tunnel, whatever whatever cliche you want to come up with at that point. But they've just kept on showing up, putting their head down and grinding, and just so excited for them, for the staff, for just sticking together and coming out with the desired result. Now, we'll meet with these guys here in a little while today and then get ourselves back to 0-0. It's great to be 1-0, but we got to go back to 0-0 and have that mentality. Yeah, obviously, again, great performance by our quarterback. There's a couple of plays that I'd like to have back, and I know there's a couple of plays he'd like to have back. But he continues to demonstrate some poise. He extends plays with his feet. He makes some plays with his feet. But he really just made a couple of critical throws for us in critical situations. Some fourth down standing in there, some fourth down conversions. And obviously the quarterback sneak. That's a little thing that truly that was kind of the game winner, to be honest, in my opinion, was extending that drive and eating up some more clock and not really giving them as much chance at the end. And so really proud of them for just continuing to fight. We've got to coach them a little bit better to make some better decisions with the football. I think there's a couple of ways that that he put the football in jeopardy. Obviously, turned the one over where he could have just eaten it. But really excited for him. Obviously, you saw Aaron Folks step up. I think everybody in America is kind of going, "Who is this guy? And where's he been all season long?" And where he's been is on the practice field, just playing his heart out. And the reason that Aaron's successful yesterday is because he shows up to practice every day. Doesn't matter if he's on the scout team, if he's on the scout special teams, if he's on special teams, doesn't matter. He gives maximum effort, and that's what paid off out on the field on Sunday. And just excited for him to see the fruits of that labor. And Jalen Benefield continues to play well for us. I mean, it's almost like he's an afterthought when he's really just out there doing incredible things with the football. But Jalen's not, absolutely not an afterthought. We got to find ways to get him the football. And then Jay Valley really getting us started with a huge run. We talk about running not to get tackled, running to score all the time. Every time you touch the ball, you're running to score. And that's what he did, because there were a couple of guys that had a beat on him, had a great angle, and he was not to be stopped. And so it was great play by Jay. Continues to step up with the big fourth down conversion. I mean, I could go for a while here. Those are the guys that stand out offensively. Defensively, obviously, Jason Johnson, I don't have enough words, man. He's everywhere all the time. It seems like there's three number 8s on the field sometimes because he's truly all over the place. And the guy just continues to make plays. But again, that goes into what he does all week. The guy shows up prepared for practice. He practices exactly the same way that he plays on Sundays. He practices full speed all the time. He's mentally prepared. He studies a ton of video, right? He prepares his body for practice. He's not a stay up late guy. He does all the things that he wants to do to accomplish the big goals that he has for himself and for this football team. And there's a reason that production just keeps on following him wherever he goes. And he happens to love contact. You play linebacker, you better be in love with collisions and contact, and he is. And so so happy for him to continue to step up. And you see big interception by Colin Bohannock at his first start. There's an incredible battle going on. I mean, every time you turn around, Colin's making a play, then Shockey's making a play, then Colin's making a play, then Shockey's making a play. And, Adam Gristick, our linebacker coach, has done an incredible job mentoring Anthony Shockey, Colin Bohannock, Jason Johnson, Phoenix Porter, Mike Jarrett. I mean, that room's as deep as we have. When you see Mike Jarrett, Logan Brown, and Phoenix Porter making incredible plays for us on special teams, I mean, those guys are the heartbeat of this football team right now, and it's really, really fun to see. Defensive line up front, man, we had to go get after the quarterback. This is a really good quarterback, preseason all OVC. We said we had to go affect him, and so we come into the game with not that many sacks, and we go get after his butt, man. And the D-line took it personal. The D-line had their most physical game of the season. That was pretty awesome to see, and it was a full group effort. Tim Vargo with a bunch of tackles, right? Ditarius is in there wreaking havoc again. James Ubaike, Cam Leach, you got Jordan Miles, Mike Young, Joel Bear. I mean, that was what was cool about it, is you just kept on. Every time I hit next on the video, there's another guy in there making an impact play or knocking his guy back, just being physical. They ran the ball for like 1.9 yards a rush or something. I mean, that's a dominating performance by that front seven. And then the back half, obviously, you lose a guy like Ray Crittenden early, and to see Marcus Bourneslater step up in his absence was incredible. I mean, Marcus has been preparing for that opportunity all season long. Mark Williams keeps on finding ways to battle through some bangs and to keep on, just fighting through. But we got a bunch of corners rotating through. We wanted to go, be able to slow down their passing attack, which is really, really good. And we were going to roll a bunch of corners at them, so everybody was fresh. And that gave us an opportunity when you've got that competitive depth. So obviously I'm excited. And then again, the special teams is what got us going. Marcus Bourneslater block punt, recovers it in the end zone for a touchdown, doesn't give up on the play, maximum effort. Kickoff team playing really, really well. Obviously Stone Galloway with a great average in the punt game. And so some really, really positive things. And when you can just keep on talking about guys in every single phase, it was a team win. Everybody played together. They played for each other, and they played extremely hard. It's just exciting to watch. Yeah, we got a heck of a challenge in front of us. And so what the focus is going to be on us, though, right, is that we've got to protect the football a little bit better. We gave the ball away way too many times to be able to be consistent winning the game offensively. We got a bunch of little errors here and there on offense as well, right? We've got to continue to be a little bit better pre-snap operation to give us an opportunity to go succeed. And then we've truly just got to have competitive depth, continue to push guys to be their very best. I think you saw a lot of guys have their best performance, and there's a couple of guys I think would like a few plays back, and I think we got to get guys going behind them to push them up front. You've got a couple of guys that have been earning more reps on the practice field that hopefully we get a chance to see that come to fruition. Defensively, obviously there's some incredible things to take away in that game, but obviously we gave up some big plays too. I mean, we gave up some plays that we shouldn't give up if we just do our job. And when you look at those plays that they had yesterday, it was all a product of us not doing our job. Just being, truly not being disciplined enough with our eyes. And so that's kind of got to be our focus this week, is not allowing those little things to kind of distract us. We've just got to lock in on what we need to do. I mean, because there's some plays where there's suffocating defense, and then there's some plays where we're kind of like, hey, what's going on? Who is this team, right? And so, again, there's some ebb and flow to Division I football. That's the reality, but we've got to lock in and be a little bit better there. And then we made a few critical errors in the special teams game, to be honest. We had a couple of false starts on the punt team. That's inexcusable, costing us critical hidden yards right there. Obviously we give up the muffed punt, which gives the ball back to them in great position to get themselves back in the game. So we've got to go back to those little things. I mean, again, tremendous things to learn from. And what, I learned a long time ago, the best part about winning a football game is that you can really coach them at this point. We don't have to worry about getting them back, protecting their psyche or any of that other stuff. We can go coach them and get them one day better. And so, for a team that's embraced that process with some challenging circumstances, after a win, I'm very, very sure they'll be ready to get coached and improve this week. Yeah, Murray State's a heck of an opponent. And, Coach Hood coming in there, taking over a program that needed just to be tightened up a little bit. And that's what you see is that they just back to good old fashioned football. They're running the ball, they're stopping the run. And when you watch them on defense, the ultimate compliment is, man, they just run to the ball all the time, right? That's what we look for in our defense is just to run. They run to the ball, they run hard, they play hard, and great things happen. I mentioned it earlier. Great things happen. The inches go your way when you play really, really, really hard. And that's what they're doing. They're doing things fundamentally well, right? They're truly playing simple football. They're not trying to out trick you or trick themselves. They're just coming right at you. And so, it's going to be a heck of a challenge, especially going the road with a team with a lot to play for. But the great part about this, man, is it's not about what Murray does. It's all about what the Panthers do. It's about us learning from this video tonight. It's about us, getting great rest, mental and physical preparation for Wednesday's practice, and just coming back to work one day better. And I got a ton of confidence in our football team. If we come back to work, just thinking about going 1-0 this week. That's all that's in our reach. Going 1-0 this week. That we'll go out there and play our hearts out, and it's going to be a great game in the fourth quarter. Make sure you tune in next Sunday, 105 Central Time down in Murray, Kentucky.